How to make some awesome desert terrain and open ocean terrain today on writing and role-playing. Hey everybody, my name is J.S. Matthews. Welcome back to Writing and Role-Playing. And today we're going to be working on a third set of ultimate dungeon terrain. And as you can see on the screen here, one side is going to be a nice ocean and the other side is going to be a dry sort of wasteland desert. I'm also going to spend a little bit of time showing you how to set it up and how to use them. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. First thing I did was, of course, I had my stack of XPS foam here. And of course you can get these from Home Depot, and I took mine and kind of used a hot foam cutter, cut around the edges, and then as you can see here I added a nice thick layer of dirt using watered down PVA glue. The next thing I did was I covered it with some black Mod Podge, or with Mod Podge mixed with black paint, sorry about that, and we also then added a layer of brown paint. Finally I did a little dry brushing with some tan, and finally finished up with a wash. This first side is actually really easy. This was one of the easier ones I made. All I did was do the dirt and then throw on a little bit of brown paint after the black Mod Podge, and just did a little dry brushing and then covered it with this wash here. Now this wash is a mix of the same brown paint that I used and a lot of orange. Unfortunately I missed a little bit of this one. That's kind of why the video is a little quicker on this part. Don't worry, I got a lot of the ocean ones, so we'll spend a little more time on that. But with this wash here, you just want to really lather it on. As you can see on this video, I'm putting puddles of this stuff on here. In some areas I'll leave it a little lighter, but in most I really want to hit it hard. I wanted a good orange tint to it because A, that really made me feel like a desert, and two, it can also double as an alien planet. This is how it looks when we're done with it, a good sort of wasteland, dirty feel to it. Again, this one was probably the easiest one I made so far, pretty quick and not too difficult, but next thing we gotta do is flip it over and begin the other side. Now on this side I made sure I did the black Mod Podge, the coat of black paint and Mod Podge first. That's about 50% black paint and 50% Mod Podge, maybe a little more Mod Podge than that, I don't know. And I got that from Jeremy at Black Magic Craft. Check out his channel if you want to see some amazing stuff. Mine's pretty mediocre, his is pretty awesome. And what I'm doing here is I'm laying down a bunch of basically watered down PVA glue, and then I lay down layers of toilet paper. And this is going to form the basis for our waves and our open ocean and water. I saw this on another channel from someone who makes model train sets and stuff, and I really liked the way it worked, so I decided to try it out myself. And honestly, guys, if you want to do something like this, it is pretty easy and awesome. Just put down a layer of that glue and water mixed and throw down some toilet paper. If you'll notice here, I'll also go back and add a little bit more in, just to kind of beef up the waves eventually. But honestly, it's a pretty simple process. Just grab a brush you don't mind getting all, messed up and gluey, and start pushing that stuff in. And try to cover the whole board with it. Alright, now you can see here I'm starting to actually form our waves. You can see at the top left there, I'm adding in a little more just to make some higher waves in different areas, but I start mushing around that toilet paper, and I just try to make these cool, I guess just texture designs of what I think a wave would look like. And if you go and look at a picture online of, like, the ocean, the open ocean from above, this is what it looks like. It looks very, kind of almost like spindly, and there's all these little waves going off in different directions. Some are going to be taller, some are going to be shorter, so as you can see here, if you want a taller wave, just throw down some more toilet paper, wet it down with the water and the glue, so it'll get nice and firm eventually. And this is how it looks by the end of it. I think it came out pretty good. It does take a while to dry though. I put mine out outside to dry off, and then I decided to take a nice big glob of white Mod Podge, a little bit of black in there to kind of darken it up, and a bunch of blue paint. I will show you what color this is later on. Also, this is kind of an older bottle, so I got sort of like almost like blood clots. They're paint clots in there. And then what I do is I just slather this stuff on. I really want to cover everything with this dark blue and really get it into all those nooks and crannies. And again, it has a little bit of Mod Podge in there too, so when this firms up, it's going to be a nice hard shell for us to have a good playing surface on. Also, now that you start seeing the paint going on there, you can really see the definition of those waves and how when they harden up, man, they really look good. And they hold their shape, and it looks really great. It looks like an open ocean. Even with just this little bit of blue on it, it really starts coming together. And this is where you really start seeing what this piece is about and how it's going to function. This is how it looks when it's done. Got a nice thick layer of blue paint on in there. Also, I want to give a shout out to Professor Dungeon Master at Dungeoncraft, and he really has been a big inspiration for this channel. These are the colors we're going to be using now. That dark blue is what we already used, and this turquoise, Navajo turquoise. I just start dry brushing this on. It's a pretty hefty dry brush. I also kind of did this while it was still a little bit wet, so it all could kind of blend together. And here we have the nice calming brush noises. I don't know about you guys, but I always like that sound. Anyways, I'm going to keep going around here with that lighter teal and just hitting all the raised areas of the waves. And again, that's where I'm focusing, is the raised areas of the waves and some areas in between. But I try to make sure I leave behind a lot of that dark blue behind because we want that deep ocean water. Now the next layer we're going to do is this blue. It's called Ocean View. It's a real light blue. And I actually mixed it with a little bit of that teal first, and I did my first layer, and then eventually you're going to see I'm going to start putting it on just that light blue, and I just do layer after layer after layer of this. You're going to see there are a lot of layers of this. As you can see, we're starting to lighten it up already, and I'm just going to keep lightening it up and just doing a little less paint on there each time. That's really what the key of this paint job is you want to create depth using color. So you start with that dark blue, work up to the teal, and just less paint on your brush each time you go through. So this light blue, I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. It's very, very little. And I think this is actually the pure ocean breeze, ocean view, whatever the heck it was called. And I really just start hitting those raised waves. And just the edges. Again, that's what I start focusing on. And I'll pull it down a little bit, but try to keep those raised areas the lightest. I keep that dark down below. Again, I hit it with another layer. Same thing, and I think I actually even go up to a white here and really start hitting it coming up. But really, you just want to build your way up. And when you get to this white, that's when you really want to use very little paint. As you can see here, I'm literally just, I wipe the paintbrush off on a paper towel, and then I just drag it along here. And it has very little paint on it, not much at all. And really, those raised surfaces pull all the paint off the brush, and you get those dark, areas in between the waves. And once I'm done with the painting, this is what it looks like. But there is one final step that we got to do. And that is to add a nice little bit of gloss to it. So this is glossy Mod Podge this time. And that's kind of the best part here, is this really adds that sheen and that shine to it and makes it look really good. So here we are, just giving it a nice thick layer of that glossy Mod Podge. And honestly, I think 2 or 3 coats of this. And ultimately, this is how it looks like. You get that really nice sheen on it. Couple different shots here. And honestly, I think it looks really good. Excuse me, but might we have a moment of your time? My name is Atherton, and this is my brother. We represent a significant portion of clients for the Merchants Guild, and we have a very lucrative proposition for you. Your reputation for getting things done is quite impressive, and we would like to employ your services. You see, we have a client who needs us to retrieve and transport a very valuable item located to the far east in the hills of the Dread Peninsula. I will not lie to you, the journey east will be perilous indeed. Our voyage will take us through pirate-infested waters, along the orc-controlled coasts, and even through the Darkstone Archipelago. When we arrive, things will be significantly more difficult, as we must journey through the parched desert lands of the Dead Peninsula. Orc raids and bandits are common in this region, and anything resembling civilization cannot be found for leagues in all directions. I can tell you the area truly lives up to its name. Of course, this is assuming the worst of all. With your help, I'm sure things will go well. I doubt anything too terrible will occur. Alright, well there we have our awesome open ocean terrain and desert. I really like making these little boards. I plan on making some more. I actually have a nice big river one I'm working on, and I'm going to do my very first resin pour. That'll probably be in a couple weeks. It's taken me a little while to kind of get it going. Plus, resin is a little finicky. I really don't want to make any mistakes, so I want to make sure I have it ready. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, maybe even subscribe. I got plenty more dungeon-y and writing goodness coming your way. And yeah, if you ever want to support me and my channel, just check out my books on Amazon, or you can just watch some more of my videos. Anyways, hope you all have a great day. Good luck with your writing and your role-playing, and I hope you all take care.